All right, so I'll be looking at the solution to solo temp number 1. I'm trying to find the median and the interquartile range for each city, and then I'm going to get some help writing a sentence about each one down here. So the first order of business was to try to get my temperatures put all in order. Up here, there's 12 of them, because obviously we're looking at a year for each city, but they're not in order, so I had to make sure smallest to largest, smallest to largest. So I'm going to start by finding the medians of both cities. Now there's 12, so I have to be careful, okay? So if I have 12, I'm going to start like this. I'm going to go in one, keep going. I'm on the fourth one, and in. And here's our median, 67, 69. It would obviously be 68. So let's go ahead and find the median of our lower for San Francisco. Here. I end up at 63 and 64 for my median. And that's obvious, or quartile 2, you might call it. And 63.5 is exactly between those two. So far, St. Louis, 68 is their median. 63.5 is San Francisco's. Now, if you went based on this, you would probably say, oh, okay, well, it looks like it's warmer in St. Louis than it is in San Francisco. Let's use the interquartile range, though, to investigate that. So let's start with St. Louis. So I'm going to start 67 and 40. Work my way in. I have 45 and 55 here. What's exactly between those? Well, it's quartile 1, and it would be 50. Let's try it with our upper quartile, or quartile 3. Move in. And what's halfway between 81 and 85? We might need to add that together. It'd be 166 divided by 2, and that would end up with 83. And that's quartile 3. So that's a pretty big range. So for interquartile range here, this shows me that 83 take away 50, the interquartile range is 33 degrees. So it means 50% of the time the temperature is between 50 and 83 degrees. So that gives us a sense of pretty high variability. Let's see if it's higher than San Francisco. Let's go ahead and find inward. Here we go. We have 61 for quartile 1. Do it up here, in and in. We get 67.5 for quartile 3. So obviously it's going to be a much, much smaller interquartile range. We have 67.5. We're subtracting 61. We, of course, would end up with, I think 6.5. So a much, much smaller interquartile range. That makes me think the temperatures in San Francisco really don't seem to vary as much. Because look, the middle 50% of the data is much, much smaller. So 50% of the time, the temperature is between 61 degrees, and we can say about 68 degrees. So that's really, really pretty, that's not moving around too much. That's a very, very low variety of temperatures compared to St. Louis. So based on the interquartile range, what city would you choose? It looks like we would probably choose San Francisco. Based on the median, which city would you choose? You would choose St. Louis. So which decision do you seem more confident in? Hopefully you wrote a sentence here about how it would be better to choose based on the interquartile range, because that helps us know 50% of the time temperatures are between 61 and 68, about 68, and so that makes it a more consistently nice temperature. But again, I'm not writing that down here. You use your own writing and your own thinking and your own listening skills to this video to help you develop that and make it sound good.